if it is, thank you for joining. Yeah, this is the first stream of the year, and kind of have to take a few steps backward during the holiday to get things moving. Um, Especially with this rig. So what I'm trying to do is just optimize her face rig today. I didn't have a chance to touch this at all throughout the holiday, so yeah, just trying to get that working. Let's see. And I don't know why the thumbnail is still that damn thing, but I guess that will have to do for now. Hold on, let me just get this. Hey, how you doing? Um, just gotta open up a few windows. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, there we go. I can actually see what the hell you guys are doing. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm still getting used to the old, the new setup with OBS. Yeah, the only thing that sucks about this is that you can't tell until you actually start the stream whether things are working all right. All right, cool. There we go. I think it's working now. There it goes. It's connected. Yeah. Yeah. Back on this. I'm gonna try and make this like the thing for the next couple weeks. No distractions, no themes or anything like that. So I just want to really start to wrap this up. So I was meant to get it done months ago. And yeah. Too many things get in the way. Very annoying. All right. And I just want to say, yeah, it's working great now. Yep, it's working. I can see everyone. The chat's coming through, which is good to see. And I can actually reply to you guys now. See? Hello. So yeah, now I can actually reply to messages as well, like in text. So that's good. Yeah. So yeah, I did have a go with fixing this stuff up. Working on it. I'm particularly concerned about fixing up her face rig. The body's fine. The body's good. Don't really care about that. For me, what matters at the moment is just having a decently robust but simple in terms of like complexity rig for her face. Now I've got actually a really weird way of doing this, but it works really well. So you may be wondering how the hell am I getting the joints here? They're not deforming anything at the moment. They're just gonna drive. I think I'm gonna make them just drive some blend shapes. How the hell are they following the contours of the jaw? So when I open the mouth, there's no joints here that help to. There's nothing here that will help it actually conform, if that makes sense. So the reason they're following the face is actually because they're linked to another mesh, which is kind of cool. Yeah, but what I've got out of this method is a pretty robust mouth rig in terms of just like the overall simple stuff. So like I can move the mouth around anywhere I want. I couldn't do this before. I can rotate it. And this is all joint driven to a degree, but at least it's working. I can make it rotate, which is super cool. I can change the bottom lip as a whole, but then it can also be manipulated like that, which is kind of cool. And I've never been able to build a rig like this before, at least not in Blender. And I thought I'd show you how it works. And it works really well because what I do is I actually, yeah, so far. Hey, how you doing? What I'm doing actually is I have a series of what I call mouth guides that control the joints or the bones that will control the actual face. So I have this thing called a mouth guide. Let me just show you what I mean. This is what I call mouth guides. So really simple geometry which deform in the same way that the rest of the face does, and it doesn't contribute in any other way other than just helping me control the controls, or help me use the controls without having to build out these complicated rig setups. But it allows you to get like the joints to follow, or the controls to follow the face. So all these are meant to be used for other practical reasons. All these joints are for other practical reasons, but this loop, these two loops, control empties. These empties here are vertex parented to, or vertex children of that mesh, and that will give me the rotation and location of where the controls should be on the face, so I can drive some blend shapes. So I have the the beauty of both, basically, which is really cool. Yeah, I think that's gonna be. I think it's really awesome. This little setup, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. I have not seen this anywhere else in a Blender rig. And I'll show you why this is really cool. I'll download the one of the rigs from Blender Studio and see what the difference is. So I'm gonna download the I'm gonna download the Ellie rig from Sprite Fight, and I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and make some, at least with the time I have today, might make some blend shapes, and then maybe before the next stream I'll have the rig up and running, so I'll actually have it ready to start animating some scenes again. But let me show you what the difference is with this setup. Yeah, so when you download sample scenes from other sites, or sample things like production files, and then you see the same patterns that you have with your own rigs in terms of like shortcomings or barriers that they haven't been able to cross or fix, and then you kind of feel better about what you're doing as well, which is great, because you know that, like, oh yeah, this is not just a problem that's centered to just me only, but it's also to those who work in this stuff every day. Also, thank you for joining, Peter and Artist Freak. Yeah. So if you move the rig for Ellie from Sprite Fight, you'll notice that the mouth, apart from these two joints, which are really easy to set up to have a 50% split on the mouth, the bottom controls for the mouth are basically all just parented or children of either the jaw or the head. And what you don't get is this nice natural gradation between the top and mouth joint. Now that could be intentional, obviously, because you can just manipulate the rig to do some really cool stuff like that, and get the shapes you want, and it's really it's really nicely manipulated. It's really cool. But for me, I just want to have a natural mouth shape as soon as I start moving it, because almost 90% of the time I'm not going to need a face shape like that, you know what I mean? And I could do it with just straight up blend shapes or corrective shape keys or whatever, but then I would lose the controls like conforming to the mesh. So that's where this idea comes into play. So now with this method, I get those controls moving in almost a circular fashion, which is really cool. Yeah, I might do a full breakdown of this in the future, but this is more like an experiment. I haven't encountered any problems with it. It's been there for a while. It's even been there with the original rig, but I've refined it a little bit. So I'm trying to refine it further. Because I came across a few shortcomings when I was animating over the last year. My one, yes, this rig here is from Black Curtain. So Black Curtain being the film that I'm working on. Just making sure that I'm actually labeled my fucking stream properly as well. Cool. It is actually called Black Curtain Live. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring back my geometry now for the face. And I'm gonna turn on at least shaded. And yeah, we can start to make some cool blend shapes. So another thing that I'm thinking about doing is trying to use geometry nodes to drive the blend shapes. So I saw this thing on Twitter, and it kind of blew my mind on what you can actually do with some basic rigging stuff with Blender and blend shapes. So I'm going to use some shape keys, as they say in Blender world, to create some expressions. So all the eyes and stuff, they're going to remain being joint driven 100%, because with the way that the eyes manipulate. Let me just turn on this again. And I have to fix up the curves on this as well. The reason why I'm still using curves is because it just looks so good. And I can have really flat eyes. I can make them round. And it makes it like a really unique ability. It has a really unique ability for this rig to be able to do that. So I'm keeping that, so I can still have that going on. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just need to fix up the white paints. So what I'm going to do today is just create some blend shapes for these different joints. So I need to make a blend shape for smiles and frowns and smirks and stuff like that. Yo, how you doing? All right, cool. So let's go ahead and make some duplicate faces. And then duplicate those. Oh, what's going on there? Interesting. Well, I can just delete those, the modifier on that. So let's get rid of those and keep that there. So I'm going to do it the traditional way, where I duplicate the face over and over again, rather than using the shape key menu. Because what I want to do here is get a quick visual on what I'm going to create here as well. Might put this into a new folder. The other reason I'm doing this is because I want to just have the shape keys there just in case I screw up the rig again, and I don't want to lose the shape keys, because you have to delete them usually if you have to apply modifiers or whatever. So let's move those to a new collection. And let's see what we can do. I'm going to let's turn off material and let's go with single. That looks a bit better. Oh, no worries. That's awesome. No, I'm glad that it's working out. And I'm also going to say thank you for everyone who has subscribed lately. I don't know if anyone here who's new to the channel, but last month was pretty huge in terms of like sub count. Almost rose by like 7,000, which is crazy. I've never had that happen before. No idea why. Hey, how you doing? All right, cool. So let's make some Me, I'm doing all right. Last week was a bit shit because of I don't know if you watched. I don't know if anything Australian comes up in the news overseas, but we're kind of fucked with COVID right now. But that's about it. It'll pass hopefully, but yeah, it's just a bit tricky this week. Thanks. Thank you very much. All right, cool. Let's make some nice natural faces. I think I'm gonna get rid of that and just have a look here. And let's go ahead and do the same thing in the preview here. Single. There we go. So I'm going to try and create a nice natural smile, at least. Oh, really? I don't know. Who the hell's that again? Southern Shoddy. I think he's the guy who does, Yeah. Where did he list me?
Learned.
When was it mentioned? I don't know. Oh well, maybe that's the case, man. That could be the case. And in which case I gotta thank him. But yeah, when did he mention my channel? I have no idea about that. All right, cool. I'll refine these as well, by the way, as I would do normally. All right, cool. Where the hell would that be? 2022. Ah, no, that wouldn't have been 20. That wouldn't have been that would have been before the trending started kicking off. Actually, the trend started in December. The trending. So that's just coincidence. I gotta thank him for that. Cool. I'll have a look into his that video because I've been following him for a while as well. So I'm still trying to keep it fairly simple. These expressions, because it's meant to have it's meant to have a flat design look to it as well. Yeah. I can stream in both. That's what the the streaming services let you do, at least. So yeah, let's get that one going. Let's have a look. Oops. I'm using a mouse because I haven't got the right monitor hooked up to the streaming window. So gonna go ahead and use a mouse to sculpt today. Should have kept the small tablet on hand. All right, cool. Let's get that. When you're using proportional editing, there's this button here, connected only. Turn that on, and it will only affect the top half of the lip, like that. So that's how you get nice clean. That's how you get that going. That's how you get it working. Yeah, it's a bit tricky to find sometimes. I had the same problem when I first started using it. All right. So you get to finally see why I do have this edge flow, by the way, because you get nice clean deformation as well, by the way. Let's see, what else can I do here? Eventually I'll have to split this into halves. So I wonder if I can do this with geometry nodes. I wonder, but in any case, let's move on to the next one. With this, I'm going to go ahead and use the twist rotate. Maybe that will work. Let's turn on that. So again, just what's the advantage of basically for now at least the advantage is well, when you're using Blender and you use the shape key window, if you wanted to change or apply a modifier and you have shape keys on it, some modifiers can't be applied, which means you have to delete all your shape keys and then apply the modifier, which sucks. It sucks balls. This is just a way to have a backup, I guess you can say, a backup of your shape keys. I haven't done this before with Blender. This is basically a Maya style method of creating shape keys. So hoping to use geometry nodes to drive them, and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm not sure what the tennis. Yeah, I'm guessing you're talking about holiday, man. It's been Christmas break, New Year's break. I think it was well deserved. I was going to do streaming, and then I felt absolutely exhausted. Um, yeah, especially yeah, my partner also got sick, so I had to make sure she was okay too. And the weather was also very nice. So, and I haven't had a break in a while. So that's why I took it easy over the holidays, as one should. Yeah, yeah, custom switch. That's it. So yeah, let's get that. Not quite a fan of that little deformation there, but we can make that work. That looks a bit better. Sometimes you may have to turn on the material to just see how it's coming along. Hexademis. You're talking about like the colors or the wireframe, or just the face. The face is very simple in this thing. Very simple. Need to pinch it. Let's pinch this together. Wrong one. Pinchy pinch. Where's pinch? Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. Oh, yeah, I get what you mean. From far away, for sure. Yeah. I tried checked out during no worries, dude. Thanks for the compliment on the review. Oh, thank you. I got a cool tutorial on motion capture using Mixamo and Motion Builder and Blender. Um, I did for a student. I want to publish it, but I haven't had a reason to publish it yet because I don't want to mix up, two different things. So I'll probably publish that over the next couple of days, and I think it's a really cool thing to show. Where the fuck is the pinch tool? It is pinch. I don't know why it's not pinching the way I want it to. Oh, whatever. It'll be fine. This is the only problem. This is what I've been trying to avoid for ages, though, is just building out blend shapes because it's a pain in the ass. All right, cool. Also good to make sure that what I am creating here is looking good. Let's go with a sneer. Sorry, let's do a sneer. And with a sneer, I'm not too concerned about I'm not too concerned about symmetry in this case, so let's go ahead and just do it on one side for now. Let's see what with this one here. Oh, no, this one here is good. Yeah, I will publish it. Don't you worry. I definitely will publish it. All right, cool. Feel free to ask any questions, by the way, about videos that I've published recently, or you know, stuff that you're working on, or whatever. Feel free to ask away. I got 20 minutes before I got to start my work again, as is the case with every stream I do in the morning. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions you may have. All right, cool. All right. Part of me also was inspired with this setup. I'm not sure how they would have done the rigs in Arcane, but I'm sure most of it would have been blend shapes. I have a feeling. Because I saw the asymmetry in the expressions and I thought, man, they look fucking nice. But I want to make them easy to do without really worrying about like what are you saying? Without having to do it with the rig constantly. Like, you know, obviously the pose library will make life a lot easier. But the 51 animation exercises challenge. No, I have not. Should I? I don't know if I even have the time to do it. That's one of my biggest things. Actually, I'm going to make a video about my goals for 2022. And one of my goals is to make a new portfolio, a new show reel, because the other one's starting to get a bit old and a bit worn out. I haven't updated it in 2 years, so it's time and it's overdue, in my opinion, to really start to, you know, show what I can do. And I haven't had a chance to fucking do my own shit in ages, so yeah. Oh yeah, totally. That'd be awesome. Are you making use of the asset? Yes, I will be. That's kind of the reason why I had to step back a little bit, because I updated Blender to 3, and all my rigs were proxies. And when I opened it up in a live stream, it all fell apart. And I had to like, oh shit, time to refine my rigs a little bit and make them a bit more asset browser friendly. And yeah, that's the kind of reason why actually I'm doing this. Now let's see what I can, if I can. Here's a little trick if you're doing it this way. I know it's ironic, and what I'm about to show you here is if I want to grab this mesh and paste it onto this one. Let's see what we can do with a basis on this one. So I'm going to flip this. I know I talked about symmetry and I didn't really care about it, but if we grab a new shape key, so shape key, transfer shape key, new shape from mix, copy the active shape key from another selected object to this one. 1, 2, join as shape. Other object has no shape key. Let's go ahead and do this. There's also magic. There's also a plugin for this. Yeah, not gonna work that way. So I'm also being very experimental today. So yeah. I've been reappending and appending. Yeah. I don't like to reappend. It's a pain in the ass because you got to change. You got to relink the animation. I'll have to reappend. I have to relink with all my other files to make it work. But once it's done, it's done. I have to fix this rig, at least for the short film. I have to fix this rig and the girl. So preferences. Let's go to light, add-ons, shape key. No, I don't want that one. Maybe they got rid of this. They may have got rid of the plugin because it's no longer needed. Maybe. I think they did. Oh well, so much for my idea. Rigging? No. All right, cool. I'm gonna see if I can look it up. Transfer mesh deformation. Nah, screw it. I'll be fine. What I can just do instead is just go this, copy this one, and then maybe I can just in edit mode mirror the I feel like I can mirror the mesh. Auto mirror. Let's go to edit. I feel like I could. Let's see, you can mirror it that way. Yeah. No, it won't work. It won't work. I fucked it up. Alright, that's all good. That's all good. I don't care. Is there any documentation out there for best practices for making rigs on that more asset browser friendly, because I get like shaders driven by drivers. Dynamic cloth obviously won't work with the asset browser. So what I would actually recommend is you can bring in your cloth and then try doing a library override, and you should be able to apply the same cloth attributes to that overridden object. That's how I think it would work. That's the whole point, I think. So you can give that a go. That's for sure. That's how I think it would work, at least. All right, let's do the other side of this mouth. Kind of like the asymmetry anyway. I think it looks kind of nice, kind of cool. But yeah, that's how I definitely, that's how I think about how I would fix that up in Blender with the override. Overrides are so useful though. They are really useful. Library the asset library, and the I was using it the other day for like just doing some basic materials. Super useful. Nice one. That's awesome. Well, have you got like how'd you go with the sound design for that one, by the way? Let's go. Not sure if I'm gonna get much out of this, but it's worth. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm just doing that little. I'm looking at myself in the mirror doing this, so just so I know what I'm doing, if it's looking all right. Yeah, I'm working on some shape key designs for this setup. This is a little bit of a different approach. I just wanted to do it all. I just want to get like a bird's eye view of all my shapes, because I do plan on just transferring them across, and I can transfer them across using geometry nodes as well. So if I have to, I'll use geometry nodes to transfer them, apply them as a shape key inside the original mesh, and then I'll just rig it traditionally. But for now, I just wanted to try something a little bit interesting. Yeah. So my mesh is not a normal sort of face mesh as well. It's not in terms of like the back, like it's all very graphic in terms of the way I've set up this this thing. All right, cool. And I can see how it's rendering as well, just by looking at the result. See, I'm not a fan of that mouth, that smile. The smile is probably the worst one out of the lot, honestly. Hey, how you doing? Let's get that looking a little bit more voluminous. Squish down those corners. I like to have a little bit of a curving up of the lip as well, just to get it looking, and thinning out the lips as well when they smile. When you smile, they thin out a little bit. I'm watching a lot of movie sound producers. See, oh yeah, cool. And what have you found? They usually have like dedicated libraries owned by like Sony and Disney and shit. That's the actual truth for the most part. That's better. That looks much better. All right, cool. So there we go. Let's do another sneer. Now, I don't have to do as many, by the way, as many shape keys as what you might think, because the cool thing about the rig as it is now, so if I hide my guide shapes, so hide the curve guide, and don't worry about the shader, it's a bit fucked. If you look at the curve guide, you'll see that I can actually, with this setup here, I can actually shrink out the lips as well. So that's really cool. So that means if I'm doing like phenomes, I can at least do O's and E's and stuff like that, and rotate and stuff like that, and I can actually lift the top of the mouth and all that sort of thing. So I don't have to actually build blend shapes for that. I just have to build blend shapes for the basics, and that should be enough to get most expressions. What's the time? 50. Yeah, Foley. Foley is really good. They love showing people beating pots and pans and using sand. They love showing sand in their special effects videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I can understand that. Um, yeah, and I'm sorry if I sound tired. I'm just am tired. All right, cool. All right, there we go. Let's get that down like so. Get this down like so. Squish that down a little bit. I think that'll be enough. It's pretty close to the other one. Yeah, sand. They love sand. They love like washboards for some reason in the special effects in the DVD special features. Yeah, it's weird. Now you might be wondering why the hell am I tightening up or manipulating this part of the mouth if this is where it's going to be driven? It's because when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, even though you're moving the left side of the mouth, it does affect the other side. So, you know, keeping that in mind, I am basically cool. So that means smear. It's sneer down, sneer down, sneer up, sneer up. I will do. I will actually add some phonemes now for B's and M's. So basically, I'm going to squish down the mouth. Squish it down. Taking transients pistol firing. Yeah. Yeah, then you add a little bit of reverb or echo, and you should be good to go. What apps do you use for? I use Fairlight for most of my sound editing myself. What do you guys use? Oops. All right, let's try to figure out how am I going to do this. I'm going to do my B's. I'm going to rotate this a little bit. Rotate the mouth a little bit. And really push them together. Oh, nice. I like Audition. I should probably like Audition is actually really good for podcasting and doing tutorials because of its new ducking tools. They're really good for that. Doing commentary and stuff because it just makes it so much faster. You don't really need to set up any like presets for building out sounds or building out like as in like what's the word I'm trying to think of? Audio ducking. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's always the case when it comes to all kinds of art. Finding the best reference is always the best place to start in some cases. So it's always good to have a really good inspirational point, a point of inspiration for this stuff. All right, cool. Gotta pucker those lips up a little bit. Sorry, I'm just looking at the mirror. I'm trying to figure out, making sure that what I'm doing is correct. It all comes to light. The thing about that, I think it's magic about shape keys is just how like things come to life so quickly when you when you start to put the shape keys together, and then suddenly like the face is like fully expressive. That's what I love about shape keys that you just don't get with you just don't get them with like a joint based system. Like it's not that same experience, I guess you can say. Yeah, that looks cool. Might push that lip back a little bit because it's looking a little bit ducky. But there we go. Cool. So yeah, keeping it fairly simple at the moment. And if I have to, I'd probably, if I wanted to push it a little bit further, I'd probably just give it a bit of a slight upside down thing. Yeah, yeah, and I've tried that before, and they've worked. They've worked really well, but like building it, yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to get it right, and the amount of rotational stuff that you got to consider, especially in Blender. In Maya, I think it's a lot easier to do it with a joint-based system. With Blender, you got a limited a set of tools you can use, whereas Maya you can use whatever you want to rig. You can even rig hair particles or hair follicles in Maya, for instance. You can't do that in Blender. Hopefully, when rigging nodes become a thing, I hope they come sooner rather than later. We should be able to do some pretty crazy stuff, but until then, we're stuck with the standard tool set. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, yeah. Well, kind of. I mean, like when you play Uncharted 4, for instance, it's full on blend shapes. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain for sure. Let's see now. Let's get a pucker, a proper pucker. I'm gonna bring those lips in. All right, I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon. But I just want to say thank you for those watching, by the way. It's been awesome. Really, I do appreciate it when you guys come out to watch this stuff. Plus, it's a pretty chill day today. It's pretty chill in terms of what I'm doing. Let's see. Let's do a thumb. Yeah, Auto Rig Pro is good. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't like. I'm not a keen. Yeah, it's not my favorite plugin. If I'm gonna use an Auto Rigger, I will still most likely use the default in Blender, or I'll use at this point Mixamo. Mixamo's Auto Rigger is mad. It's so simple. It's easy, and if you're just doing like really basic rigs, it's actually one of the best. Most reliable. Not really. As long as your UVs are all right, it should be fine. All right, cool. I have to head off. It's 9 o'clock. The rest of the day is ahead. Hopefully, I'll have this up and running before the next session, which is Friday. And yeah, you'll be able to see some brand new face rig stuff. So really appreciate you watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. See ya.